Now at 10, the Missouri community of Granby hosted a day full of Christmas activities. Plus, crews continue to attend to an oil spill in Washington County, Kansas. And volunteers in Joplin come together to collect donations in the annual Chase the Chill event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An annual event in Joplin is providing warmth to those in need this winter. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Cale Chapman. Chase the Chill Southwest Missouri is an event where hundreds of volunteers come together to collect donations of winter clothing such as scarves, stockings, caps, and gloves. This year, the volunteers collected nearly 2,000 items to help warm up those in need.
Just overwhelming happiness is just to see that there are so many kids in the community that need help buying winter accessories for school that stand at bus stops. It's not just the homeless, it's not just low income. There are so many wide ranges of people that this helps, and to know that when we started, we were passing out 300 items to a few people, and now this year we're around 2,000, and that people are waiting out there for us. Like, I really need these winter accessories to stay warm this year, and I know these people are going to come and give me some. That is just an overwhelming feeling of greatness.
This is the 8th year volunteers have done the Chase the Chill event in Joplin. Students in Pittsburgh had a chance to start their day off by meeting jolly old St. Nick. Pittsburgh High hosted a breakfast with Santa himself. It wasn't just about a good meal though. The PHS Theater Department performed a 20-minute student-written and directed play, and a chance to take photos with the performers afterward.
We just want to make kids' days and spread some sunshine in this world. And Via Christi comes and helps and does crafts and food for them. So I think that really adds to the atmosphere. And yeah, I would say the goal is to make some kids happy.
The event was free and open to the public. It also featured some arts and crafts. On Friday, emergency crews were preparing to work through the weekend in Washington County, Kansas, where a leak of nearly 14,000 barrels worth of oil spilled into a creek. This is the third spill of over 1,000 barrels on the Keystone pipeline since it opened in 2010, and the biggest in Keystone's history. The pipeline is currently shut down, and a containment area has been set up by crews to stop the spill from flowing further downstream. The spill has not threatened the local water supply, and livestock owners in the area have been notified. Sam Lane joins us with a first look at the weather.
Thank you very much, Cale. It was a little bit on the chilly side today with the clouds and the precipitation that we had early this morning, but radar right now is all clear across our area, nothing really going on. We have to go all the way down to the south before we start to see some of those showers still in progress. The rainfall was quite generous across our area, generally an inch or more here in the green, 2 inches down in southern Berry County, extending on over into Branson, lighter amounts up towards the north and west, but everyone got at least something in the old rain bucket. All right, let's take a look down the lane. We're going to see the sun return tomorrow for your Sunday. Then we're going to have a early week warm up, and then we might have a severe weather threat on Tuesday, and then a cold wave follows that. So it looks like we got lots of activity in our forecast, and I'll have all the details coming up in that forecast in just a little bit, so stay with us.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. The little town of Granby, Missouri is celebrating its Christmas Day with all kinds of activities. KOAM's Segun Bamadelli has more.
From a variety of handmade crafts, gift and boutiques, taking family photos, kids writing letters to Santa, coloring him a picture and decorating a sugar cookie, Granby Christmas celebration started today with the East Newton Vendor Market.
And this is the East Newton United Vendor Market. It is to support our community. So we are a nonprofit that raises money to support our children in our community and within our school. So we bring local vendors. Many of our vendors are past and present students that have turned businesses or created businesses, and they're here selling their product as well as other local businesses.
The event brings more people to the community of Granby.
It's bringing more shoppers into our community. So we have a lot of small local businesses, and our event brings in outside community members. So it brings people from other areas in. They shop from our vendors here, but then they also go around and shop our local stores as well.
One local vendor says she loves supporting the community with her products.
It's just nice to show support to your community, that you're there for them, and just to see a friendly face, and just to promote things for special things like this. So
we provide clothing for students in need. We provide food for students that are food insecure within our school district. And this event just raises money so that we can continue that program.
Reporting in Granby, Shogun Mamdele, KOAM News.
The event allowed Granby to show off their places to eat and shop. The annual Christmas parade took place along Main Street. The KCS Holiday Express train has returned to the rails for the first time since the pandemic. This year, the 6-car train will bring Santa and his elves to 20 communities in 8 states. One of those communities was Pittsburgh. The train made a stop at the intersection of Elm and Monroe earlier today. Families were able to board the train to tour its festive cars and meet Santa.
People love seeing Santa Claus, and a lot of people love trains, and so we've got a model railroad train car in there that people love. The displays, we have a car that's dedicated to Santa Claus figurines, and there's hundreds of them. It's just a lot of fun. People get to experience the holidays and they get to be together.
In its 21 years of operation, the Holiday Express has raised more than $2.5 million for charity. Amidst all the celebration of the World Cup, there's a dark cloud over the sport today. Kansas native Grant Wahl wasn't just one of soccer's leading journalists. Some called him the sport's greatest writer in the U.S.
We're going to try to celebrate the beautiful game with heavy hearts.
The soccer world is reeling after the sudden death of one of its most beloved figures, writer and CBS Sports contributor Grant Wahl. The 49-year-old collapsed in the press box Friday while covering the Argentina-Netherlands quarterfinal match at the World Cup.
The World Cup just feels like you're at the center of the universe.
According to people close to the situation, Wahl may have gone into cardiac arrest, though the cause of death is still unknown. On a podcast Thursday, Wahl said he was suffering from bronchitis. His wife and CBS News contributor Dr. Celine Gounder tweeted that she's in complete shock. And U.S. Soccer said its entire family is heartbroken. Friend and colleague Heath Pierce says his writing and his passion
We have pretty good teams now.
helped bring soccer into the mainstream in the U.S.
A pioneer for the soccer space, helping the sport grow in North America.
Wahl was also unafraid to speak truth to power. He reported extensively on the U.S. women's team's quest for equal pay and called out the World Cup host Qatar for its treatment of migrants and the LGBTQ community.
He was asking a lot of difficult questions and pushing the needle forward that allowed a number of marginalized communities to feel seen, to feel heard, and feel like there's somebody out there fighting the fight for them.
And the White House offered condolences to Wahl's family. They say the State Department is assisting and is in contact with the government of Qatar. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
We take this time now to honor a local veteran. Paul Stewart served in the U.S. Army from 1968 to 1970. The Nevada, Missouri native was stationed in Vietnam in the 41st Engineers Unit. Stewart was awarded the Purple Heart for his service. We're proud to salute Specialist Paul Stewart, a 4-state hero. And coming up, a special event gives children who lost a parent a chance to get Christmas gifts. Plus, one Virginia county spreads holiday cheer with their Shop with a Cop event. Spending Christmas without a loved one can be hard. That's why a nonprofit set out to give those families some hope. Families Expecting Deliverance Using Prayer, otherwise known as Fed Up, hosted a Christmas of Hope on Saturday, a walkthrough event for children who lost a parent to gun violence. 45 children were in attendance this year. Each one received a gift, food, and took pictures with Santa Claus. Families say they're thankful for Fed Up and the support they have given them during a hard time. Multiple law enforcement agencies came together to spread some holiday cheer in Virginia. Shop with a Cop was hosted today in Bedford County.
They're giving them something that I couldn't give them.
Raising 3 grandchildren on her own has been a challenge for Michelle Tillman, but today she received support at the Shop with the Cop event hosted by the Bedford Police Department.
Because of this program, their Christmas is going to be a little brighter and a little bit more happier.
Officers raised a record-breaking $11,000 thanks to the Bedford community. They bought clothing and toys for 33 kids, the most they've ever helped.
We want to make sure that everybody gets a good Christmas. These kids definitely deserve it.
Law enforcement partners with Bedford Family Services to pick families. They want kids to see the police as more than someone who shows up when things are bad.
Just go shopping with them, and while we're shopping, we're able to just ask them some questions about their daily life, and they're able to ask us the same questions and ask us about our home life as well.
Creating meaningful connections along the way.
As they come through the line, they've bonded and engaged with them all around the store, and as they're leaving, like they're giving hugs, they're wanting pictures with the officers, like they're talking to them.
You like this one? Okay, let's find the right size for you.
Tillman's granddaughter Samora became best friends with Virginia State Police Officer Courtney.
We talked all day and we had fun.
So much fun.
For Tillman, the event was a Christmas miracle.
And that just makes me feel like God's looking over my family and blessing me and my grandchildren.
Families also received $50 to buy their children Christmas presents.
A little later, we get a front row seat to some rivers of lava without the risk of getting burnt.
Well, friends, it started out a cool, cloudy day across the area this weekend, and also some rain, and we'll get to that in a minute. But it looks like we're going to have some warmer weather on the horizon, so that's pretty good news. Right now down in Seneca, Missouri, we're looking at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Pretty nice evening down there, as well as over the entire region. This afternoon, we saw temperatures rising into the upper 40s to around 50 degrees, especially out to the west, like in Fredonia and Yates Center and Chanute. They made it up to 50. Meanwhile, everyone else was in the 40s under those cloudy skies this afternoon. Let's take a look outside right now in Joplin. At the high was 47. We started out at 41, so it was a very short thermometer today. Normals are 49 and 30, and the records are 75 and 0. Back in 1995, when we got a little bit over an inch of rain out at the airport with the rain last night and this morning. No rain on the radar right now. In fact, it's pretty clear across the entire region, just a few spots in there. And all the rain is shifted down towards the south, where it's extending from southern Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, down into northeastern Texas right now. So we're going to be seeing the rain return to our area over the next couple of days. But right now in Joplin, we're 45 degrees and dry. Feels like 43 out there. The dew point's 41, so the humidity is 86%, and the pressure is currently rising. Temperatures across the region are pretty close to freezing. In fact, it is freezing in Iola right now. 34 in Chanute, 33 in Yates Center, and 32 in Neodesha. And this is important because as fog develops tonight, we could see a freezing fog situation developing up towards the north. So please be careful if you're traveling out tonight and in the early morning hours. And then generally everyone else is in the 40s right now. And looking at those dew points, you can see the dew points are in the lower 30s up there and 40s in our region. And so we're going to have a very moist night tonight with all the rainfall that we had. And as a result, we're expecting fog to develop across our area. It should start to break out or break up as we move towards the mid-morning hours and into the afternoon. By afternoon, it should be all gone. And then as we go through the evening, we should see a little bit of patchy fog redeveloping. Here's a look at the big weather picture. You can see the storm system that affected us last night moving away from us. But here's the next big storm, and it's a big one. And it's going to pull out into the plains on Monday and Tuesday, introducing the chance of showers and thunderstorms, even some severe weather possible. We'll keep an eye on that. And then it will move into the central plains. And then yet there's another storm system starting to move in on the west coast. And that's going to have implications in our forecast too. All right, the severe weather risk is mainly going to be down in Oklahoma and northern Texas on Tuesday, so we'll keep an eye on it. The strongest threat is going to be the heavy rainfall, which we do need because we're still kind of stuck in a drought. Temperatures tonight will generally be in the 30s with cloudy skies. Then tomorrow, we'll see temperatures in the 50s with a little bit more sunshine as the clouds break up a little bit. Then the clouds come back Sunday night into Monday with scattered showers moving across our area. And those showers will increase as we go through Monday evening with highs in the 50s, and southerly winds will really start to pick up. And then on Tuesday, here comes the next storm system spreading its rain across our area with highs in the mid-50s. Rainfall amounts are going to be generally around an inch or so across our area once again, so that'll help with the drought situation. Here's your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, 53 with a little bit of sunshine. Then on Monday, cloudy with 59, 63 on Tuesday with those strong storms. Then it turns cold as we head towards next weekend with a little chance of flurries just to make things interesting. You're welcome.
Watching a volcano erupt is out on bucket list for many people. Now there's a way to get a front row seat to rivers of boiling lava without the risk of getting hurt. Reporter Tina Kraus has a story from London.
Volcanoes in the land of fire and ice are known to draw huge crowds, with spectators often hiking miles to get close to the lava. Now, this new tourist attraction in Iceland is giving lava lovers the excitement without any risk.
It's real lava, actual real live lava.
Eleanor and her family came all the way from Colorado to see the show.
And it's so hot that you have to wear these glasses when they pour it down the spout.
The ice is instantly turned into steam. It's pushing up through the lava and forming these bubbles.
Furnaces remelt lava from one of Iceland's volcanoes that blew more than 100 years ago, sending red-hot molten lava down a chute and into a showroom.
You can probably get much closer to the lava in a situation like this, much more so than you could in a real eruption.
It was really beautiful. I can see why a lot of people would be drawn to it or really attracted by it.
The spectacular sight was so exciting for Eleanor. She documented the unique adventure on social media.
You get all the sights and sounds and smells, but of course, because the lava that we're melting here has already erupted, any toxic gases and stuff have left.
Leaving only a sense of wonder for tourists who keep on coming.
Still ahead, 4th-ranked Missouri Southern aims for its 11th straight win.
Southern is on the road today facing Newman. We have the details. And Joplin meets Carthage in the Carthage Invitational Championship game. Those highlights and more next. Today is the final day of the Carthage Invitational, and the Joplin Eagles have a chance to win it all for the 2nd straight year. The Eagles hit the floor against the tournament host Tigers in the championship game. First half is neck and neck. Third quarter, Quinn Renfro shoots. Terrence Gibson is there for the putback. Eagles up 30-29. Carthage keeps the pressure on though. Justin Ray, aggressive to the basket, puts it in off the glass. It's a 1-point game. Later, Gibson intercepts the pass on the other end. He finishes with the one-handed jam. Gibson scores 16 points tonight. Then Renfro picks up the rebound. He moves it up the court, gives it to All Right. Wright finds space and knocks it down. He drops a team high 23 points. Joplin gets by Carthage 60-54. The Missouri Southern women are up to number 4 in the national rankings. The Lions are a perfect 10-0 entering this afternoon's road matchup. Southern wraps up the week against Newman. The Lions roll to their 11th straight win, beating the Jets 89-42. Lane Skiles leads the team with 15 points. Maddie Stokes adds 12 points and 7 rebounds. On the men's side, Southern is coming off a huge upset win over 6th-ranked Central Oklahoma today. The Lions keep the momentum going. They dominate the Jets 100-66. 5 players score in double digits. Vincent Sigmund drops a team-high 19 points with 4 assists and 3 steals. Christian Bundy adds a double-double, 16 points with 10 boards. At the Division I level, Kansas is at Mizzou today. Jayhawks with the lead. Grady Dick drains the deep 3. Then Jalen Wilson to Dick. He gets the reverse layup to fall. Kansas extends the lead to 14. Later in the first, KJ Adams rises up for the big block. One more time, Adams denies Shaw at the rim. Kansas dominating on both ends of the court. More from Adams here. Takes the pass and throws it down. Kansas picks up its first road win of the year, cruising by Mizzou 95-67. Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern open the indoor track and field season today at the Crimson and Gold Invitational in Pittsburgh. In the women's pole vault, Pitt State sophomore Kyla Davis wins the event, clearing 4.03 meters. On the track, the Gorilla men dominate the 60-meter hurdles. TJ Caldwell places first, with a time of 7.83 seconds, and Dalen Williams crosses the finish line right behind him in second. On the women's side, Missouri Southern's Kiara Smith races to a first-place finish with a time of 8.45 seconds. Moving to the 60-meter dash, Tanaya Looney locks up fourth place for Pitt State. The freshman finishes the race in 7.55 seconds. And finally, Diego Contreras gets a fourth-place finish in the 5,000-meter run. That's a look at sports. We're back after this.
One Chicago woman is trying to get her whole neighborhood in the holiday spirit. Her plan? To decorate hundreds of trees with lights. CBS's Dana Kozlov has the story.
For Lawndale resident Princess Shaw, shrouding these Douglas Boulevard trees in Christmas lights is about more than holiday cheer.
We see it in the other neighborhoods all the time. A lot of people from this neighborhood have to go downtown to see, holiday lights. So we have a beautiful parkway. Why not do it right in our own backyard?
Shaw spent the last 3 years spearheading an effort to bring holiday lights to this part of the 24th Ward, in a part of the city hit hard by violence and poverty.
I get tired of seeing the disadvantages that we have in our community. I get tired of seeing, why can't we have nice things in our community? And how can I change that?
Her goal is to wrap lights around hundreds of trees on both Douglas and Independence.
As a total right now, we have 100.
And you're trying to light up a total of how many trees?
525 trees.
She set up this GoFundMe to help with Light Up Lawndale expenses, and this year an organization called Chicago Cares is helping out. Shaw says she's called the 24th Ward alderman, formerly Michael Scott, now his sister Monique Scott, to ask for support, with no success. But while we were talking, Alderwoman Scott called me back. I am fine, Alderwoman. How are you? And after telling me she's still getting to know the office while campaigning to keep it, oh, hang on, she agreed to talk to Shaw.
Hello? I just want to make sure the entire boulevard is lit up.
The upshot, Shaw says Alderwoman Scott says she'll help provide lights and even help round up volunteers this year.
It's just about trying to bring the unity back in community, right?
You got some height to do that. Shaw says she will do her best to get all the 500 plus trees that she wants wrapped in lights. No matter what, though, there will be a ceremony to celebrate this coming Saturday. In Lawndale, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News.
All right.
Pretty nice. All right, we're getting closer to Christmas, and I know a lot of folks are wondering about the snow. There is some snow in the forecast, mainly flurries on Thursday and maybe Saturday, but it'll be me to the north and then also down to the south. Maybe a better chance of snow early next week.
Gotcha. Danny, how's sports looking?
Missouri Southern men and women win on the road today. They go 2-0 on the road this week.
That is awesome. Good for the Lions. All right, well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.